Hey, what's up everyone? I want to give you a quick update on what is happening here in Southern California in the housing market. So things have slowed down big time. There are cracks, there is a slowing down of the market, and I'll give you a breakdown of why this is happening and what you can expect if you're in the market, whether as a buyer or a seller. So let's start off with the inventory. Inventory is up 80% from last year. We're hovering around 4,200 homes, significantly more, again 80% more than last year, so that's a significant amount, and coupled with 9% less demand than last year. So we have way more inventory and less demand. Less demand is primarily coming from a couple of things. Number one is obviously interest rates. They've been stubbornly sticking around the 6.5% to 7%. So it affects affordability, but also the consumer sentiment. Everything going on with the economy, with the tariffs, with the stock market, with all this stuff is creating uncertainty, is creating lack of people wanting to move forward with things. Even if they're qualified, even if they have the money, they just want to see what's happening. Are we going to be in a recession or not? I don't necessarily think that's the right thing to do, but that's what's out there. So the supply is higher, demand is lower, and therefore the number of days on market is almost doubled from last year. So last year, days on market, the average days it took a house to get into escrow was 41 days. Today, 81 days, which is creating a lot of frustration for sellers out there because their expectations are it's last year's market, but it's actually this new market we're in. So for sellers, you really need to price well. Otherwise, you're going to be price dropping and chasing the market, which you don't want to do too long, but you also want to be realistic. 81 days on the market is just the average. Depends on the price point, depends on the property, the quality, if it's move-in ready or not, how it's priced. So if you're staying longer on the market, you need to assess why it's taking longer than those days. For buyers, it's not 100% buyer's market, it's more of a balanced market now. If the expected market time goes above 90 days, then it's skewed more towards buyers. So I would say it's definitely heading in that direction. But there are still multiple offers, especially if properties are priced right and look good, they're move-in ready. That's what most buyers are looking for. You're getting into multiple offers. So just be aware that you can negotiate, but you're not going to get away with lowballing offers out there. If you have any questions or we can help in any way, please reach out. We'd be happy to do so.